Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name's Whitney and today I'm going to give y'all my updated how I wax my eyebrows at home routine. First, I'm just going to go through some of the products that I use and then we will get right into waxing these brows. Before we get into it, go ahead and subscribe, click that button below so that way you catch all of my future videos. So let's just jump into the products. The first and most important product is going to be your wax. So this is the Gigi All-Purpose Honey Wax, and this is one of the microwavable containers. Now you can get this container by itself at Sally's or I believe Ulta maybe some other places, or you can buy it in a kit. So originally years ago I bought this in a kit that came with everything. So it had everything in it that you needed to do your brows or to wax your whatever you were waxing. Since then, I've used most of the products in that kit, but I still have the wax left. So I probably have about half of this wax left, which is pretty good because I've had this for a while. I only use this on myself, so it's not been mixed or contained with anybody else's funk. So I think it's okay to carry it, you know, have it for this long. This is definitely the most important thing is the wax that you're going to be using. The next two things that I have came in that kit as well. We have the pre-hon and the wax off. So the pre-hon is like a sanitizer. It is a cleanser. So you use this before you wax your brows to get the area clean of any oils or anything that might be on your face or the waxing area. Once you're finished waxing, you can use the wax off to get any of the residue from the wax off your face, and it just helps to clean everything up so it's not sticky or gooey or anything like that. So this is really good as well. These I bought in a big pack. The kit comes with a smaller set of the strips. So I buy these big strips. As you can tell, they're this size. And what I do with them is I cut them in two different size pieces. So I cut them into squares like this, and then I also cut them into rectangular straight shapes like this as well. So I use both size pieces. For me, it's a better value to buy this big pack and then just cut them for what I need. And then the last thing that you're gonna need is how to apply the wax. So these are the applicators. And again, in the kit you get all of this, but I just buy it separate because I use the stuff in the kit already. So these are the applicators. It's basically just a popsicle stick. This is a very thin one. They do have larger ones as well. I like to make the most for my buck, so I actually break these in half so that way I can get two uses out of one applicator. After you've heated up your wax and you're ready to go in and wax your eyebrows, you want to make sure that when you're heating your wax, you're following the instructions so that the wax is not too hot and you don't burn yourself. I am not a professional. This is just how I wax my eyebrows at home so that way I can save myself a little bit of money. And if I mess up, then it's on me. It's not on a stranger that I paid a lot of money to wax my eyebrows. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in so that way you can see what I'm working with, and then we're going to get into the process. Okay, so now that I have you guys zoomed in, hopefully you can see that I have quite a bit of brow hair right here in the center of my brows. And that is not great. And then I have quite a bit of hair right here underneath where I would want my eyebrow to actually start. So right here. And then I have just some stray hairs on the edges of my brows. So let's back this up and show you how I do this. Okay, so first I like to go in with a pencil to outline the bottom of my brows. So I want to give myself a guide of where not to wax, because there have been one too many times where I got a little wax crazy and next thing you know, I am regretting what just happened. So I learned that if I outline my brows, it just gives me a guide and I won't go into that area. Instead of using an eyebrow pencil, I actually like to use a kohl eyeliner. So this is just a Makeup Forever and it's in the shade brown. The reason that I like to use this instead of an eyebrow pencil is because this is a little more creamy. It's not as waxy, it's not as hard, it's not as dry, and it's a lot darker than my natural brows. So it gives me an exact line of where I don't want to cross, and I can see it very easily and it goes on very easily as well. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I don't have a lot of hair in the middle or on top of my brows, so I don't make markings in those areas because I know that I have plenty of space to wax. I don't have to worry about taking out hair that I don't have. If you have hair in the front of your brows or on top of your brows that you really want to keep, I would outline the entire brow. That's just my opinion. So now that I have this done, I'm going to go in with the wax. I'm going to do the center of my brows first, and I'm just going to go in with a very thin layer. So I have my wax, and I'm going to go in with that thin layer. And I'm going to keep this in between those lines, making sure not to cross, so that I'm not taking any hair that I don't intend to take. Don't have to worry about being too fast with this. Just make sure that you're getting a nice layer over the hair. I take one of my square pieces of the muslin cloth and I put that right over. I kind of press mine in a little bit just to make sure that it's, you know, getting stuck. And then I give it a second, and then I like to just rip downward. And you can see all of the hair that's in that muslin cloth. Now, I did a little bit too thick of a layer of wax, so I actually do have some extra wax on my eyebrow. So I'm just going to take another piece and then rip that. And then you get any additional hairs that were left on your brow. I'll just do that until all the wax is off. So then to do underneath my brows, go back into the wax and get a little bit less on my applicator, and I go right underneath where the brow line is, and I put the wax right up to that line in a very thin layer so that all of the wax is getting exactly where I want it. Then I take two of the rectangle pieces and I put one up like this, and I put the other one across like that, because I have longer eyebrows, so I don't have one of these rectangle shapes is not enough to clear the whole brow, so I just do two. It makes it easier for me. Do whatever's easier for you. And to pull my eyebrow taut a little bit and then rip forward, and you can see the hair, and of course you're going to have that eyebrow pencil on there as well, but you can see the hair that come off. This one's just a little bit of hairs. So the brown is the eyeliner, but the hairs are going to be down here. I have less hairs on the tail end of my brow. I will just take a clean one and clean up any wax that I have additional left over. And of course, with anything, you may have some stray hairs, so I just go in with my tweezers and kind of grab any of those little stray hairs that might have been left behind. Usually not very many, maybe like 2 or 3. For me, that's basically it. I don't have a ton of hair on the top of my brows, like I said. Now, sometimes I will do, the front of my hairs will get a little crazy, so I'll just trim them up. Brush everything upward. I'll take my little scissors.
Slightly trim the tops off.
I'm going to go ahead and clean this up, and then I'll zoom y'all in to show y'all what they look like now. Now, I do get very, very red because I have sensitive skin. It's not because I burned myself. It's not because I did anything wrong. I just have very sensitive skin. So for the rest of the night, I'm going to have very red eyebrows, but that's fine. When I wake up in the morning, they will be totally fine. And don't mind the eye makeup. I did clean my eye. I cleaned off my makeup, but obviously I didn't do a great job. So try not to focus on that. But hopefully you all can tell how clean my underbrow is now. I have a nice sharp line right here, whereas before I had some hairs in the inner part of my eyebrows. I don't have any hair there anymore. and then again just a nice sharp edge. It may look like I have some stray hairs right here, but that was actually a waxing accident. And so I'm actually trying to get this little part to regrow, because if you can see on this eyebrow, it's a nice flush arch. And on this eyebrow, it kind of goes up and then down. And that's because I had a little bit of a waxing accident. But we're fixing it. I'm letting it grow in, so I just don't wax that part anymore. But that's it, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed. I hope it was informative. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know if you have any tips and tricks on how you wax your eyebrows. If you do wax your eyebrows, or if you don't mind spending the, I know where I live, it's usually like $10 or $12 to get your eyebrows waxed. But at the rate that my eyebrow hairs grow, I have to do that every 2 to 3 weeks. And that's a bill for me. And being a mom of 2, and I'm on a budget. So spending that money every month is just too much. The kit, I believe, was like, I don't know, maybe 20 bucks. But individually, you can buy the things as well. I'm not sure how much they would all cost, like if you bought them a la carte, but it's relatively inexpensive for the amount of uses that I've gotten out of it. And for me, it's been a great investment. So I really hope that y'all enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.